Yo, welcome to the Traders Reality Crypto Projections channel, episode 29. If you are new to this channel, guys, feel free to like and subscribe, or just subscribe, whatever is easy for you. At least we know it's free of charge to do so. Anyways, let me get straight to this, guys. Today we are going to have a look at Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum. I only focus on these coins. Why? Because that's where the money's going. All right, if you want to understand market makers' intention, you follow where the big money's at. Because their footprint, they can't hide it. Our goal with this channel and with the stream itself is to help you understand the market makers' movements. All right. So let's have a conversation, guys. Bitcoin, 15-minute time frame. What do we know? Well, from last night's stream, we could see that Asian session actually took one more hit to the downside. All right, notable volume has come into play. If we flip over to the 1 hour time frame, we kind of see what we understand to be the formation of the first leg of a W formation. All right. Now, the criteria for a W formation is simple. The first leg has to show notable volume in and around the lows. All right. And it has to be below moving averages. You can see you've got 1 vector, 2 and 3 pushes to the downside. That's market makers stepping in. They do things in threes. All right. 3 pushes to the high, 3 pushes to the low, 3 pins to the low. You get the idea. All right. Now, Bitcoin is stabilizing in and around the M2 pivot zone. All right. Now, on the principle of the M pivot points, if M2 pivot is confirmed, we then will be projecting towards the M4 zone. And if you look at where M4 zone is, it is where previous liquidity pools are sat. Okay. Now, if you can see all these things on my chart, it's because I know people come to this chart for reference. So I like to keep them there. If it was up to me, I'd be focusing on the line chart. That's what I'm accustomed to. That's what I started to learn from, because that helps me visualize the M's and the W's. But that's for another day. Okay, so Bitcoin right now, if we jump down to the 15-minute time frame, we can see that notable volume has come in and around the lows. This is very important for us. But this candle is only valid if price does break above the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, which is the 13 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. All right. Now you can see price is closed above the 13 and the 5. Sorry, 5 and 13, and we now need to see Bitcoin coming over to recover this red candle. So far, she's done a good job of recovering it, but she's now pulled back. All right. Will there be traction for Bitcoin to go lower? Potentially. Will it be soon? Maybe. We have to understand something. This green vector candle right here may be recovered at some point. They may make the move to the downside before the New York session, and then the New York reversal will step into send price back up. We do have price in and around the psychological low. It's not too far from it, which is married up to the daily open. Usually when the daily open appears, when price moves away from it aggressively, as it has done here, there may be a point in the market where they will actually look to bring it back up. So if you look at where the daily open is, you can see the vector candle 1 here, vector 2 and vector 3 right there. It's all married to return back to that zone, but it's only going to happen if price breaks above the 50 EMA. All right. We want to see price come above that point. It's not even gone past the Asian session midpoint. All right. So Bitcoin right now is operating at its lows. Looking at for the session itself, when it opened, the ADR itself is well within. It's made 1 cycle to the downside. It's 23,897 pips to the downside. Bitcoin's ADR is 32,000. So it's near enough 2/3 of the way of completing its daily movement in the charts. All right. So whenever they complete 1 cycle of the ADR, naturally they're going to be looking at reversing back up, because they can't really continue lower unless there is a news announcement or someone says something on Twitter. Then that is what's going to trigger the market makers to step in and exploit that, because people are going to be fearful or greedy. All right. So this is what we're projecting for Bitcoin. We need her to close above the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame. Once she does that, we'll be looking at hitting the psychological low. Once it gets to the psychological low, that is when we need to pay attention, because 1 or 2 things can happen. It can come up to the psychological low and then bounce away from it and continuation to the downside, or it can go to the psychological low and continue from that point. However, in light of the pattern itself, we are expecting the following. Price dropping down, retrace back to the 50, but the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame is represented by the 200 EMA. Look, as it comes back down, it's going to slowly come towards the psychological low and the daily open. So ideally, I want to see price coming up here and then pulling back. When it pulls back, we're looking for price to continue lower, potentially try and take out some of this point, but not take out the whole area itself, and then bounce away, shift candle, moving away from the zone. Okay? That's Bitcoin for you. Ethereum itself, she's performing wonderfully. She's come back to the psychological low. That's what I want to see. And this vector candle looks like it's going to be taken back. The 5 EMA is now pointing upwards. Because price is stuck in between the 13 and the 5, we are now pretty much in a free zone where one or two things is going to happen. They either reject the 13 and go lower, or they confirm the 5 and the 5 crosses over the 13. But it's not over yet. All right, remember, we've still got the first leg of the W formation on the pattern right now. All right, now, ideally, you want to see price coming back up. Look at the cross right there. The 200 and the 50 have crossed over. There are so many people that will base their entries simply on a death cross. All right, but if you go on the entry of a death cross, guys, and price is reversing back up, your stops are only going to get hit, because that's what the market maker does. He knows people trade off this information. All right. So that's Ethereum for you. You can see the liquidity pools right there. XRP, she's doing the same, exactly the same. And in terms of fractional disparity, guys, I'm now noticing that Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum all move in sync. All right. Usually we were seeing when Ethereum was rising during that big run to the upside, when Ethereum was moving upwards, Bitcoin and XRP would be holding. When Ethereum would consolidate, Bitcoin and XRP would be making their moves. All right. So I hope that's helped you guys and brought some traction for you and giving you a little bit of guidance on where the potential levels are today. Now, remember, this isn't financial advice, guys. I'm merely just helping you understand, giving you a mental framework to help you visualize the charts and understand what's going on. Everything is on you, guys. All right. If you can't be accountable for your decisions and claim responsibility for your entries and your exits, trading is not for you guys. All right. This is a Lone Ranger's game. You can't blame anyone but yourself. It's you against you, I against I. That's it. And if you're not comfortable with that and you're having to push the blame onto someone else or anyone else, all right, you want to blame your dog, your cat, your mom, your dad, your wife, you're starting to blame those people. This game isn't for you guys. This game it's cutthroat. All right. It is a cutthroat industry. But what do you expect? I mean, in light of Forex, it's the largest liquid market in the world. $6.5 trillion are traded every day. All right. You can't come and swim with the sharks and not expect to be bitten. Yeah. That's the nature of this game. You're in the major leagues now in the trading world. You're in the big boys' playground. This is their playground. You can't be complaining if it doesn't go right. All right. And don't blame anyone else, man. It's all on you. All right. Mad love to all of you guys. Stay safe, trade well, and we'll be back tomorrow. Peace.